Pleasure to meet you, Andy. Thank you so much. Audient, great company, great interfaces. We use these for our reviews ourselves, so great to be here with you. You got some new thing to show today in this NAMM and the preview day. Yeah, you're going to talk a little bit about it. I'm excited already to see that. So many inputs here, so many inputs.
Yeah, definitely new ground for us. It's definitely the largest I/O interface we've done to this date. So it's been a long time coming for us, and we're really, really excited to finally get it out there and start becoming a player in this market as well. So I'll take you through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is Evo 16. So this is a 24 input, 24 output audio interface. So it has 8 channels on board, 8 Evo mic preamps, all offering up to 58 dB of gain. And it also has 2 ADAT inputs and 2 ADAT outputs on the back. So that gives you the 24 in, 24 out. So not a short-term investment for people that are like looking for a product that they can grow and expand into. You can add external mic pre's to this and tackle any really large recording sessions. So there's 2 features on this product that really make it stand out for the rest of the crowd, and I'll talk about them now. So the first one being Smart Gain. So this lovely green button you're seeing on the front, obviously the one everyone's eye is drawn to at the start. This is called Smart Gain. So what this does is it allows you to dial in 8 channels of gain all at the same time and in less than 20 seconds. So if you're a drummer, for example, you've got 8 mics set up, it can be quite an iterative and a tedious process to dial in your gain, especially if you're working on your own.
Absolutely.
This just allows you to sit down, press the button, it will listen to what you're playing, and it will set the levels automatically for you, and then you're ready to record. So really good for beginners who might not understand how to set gain properly, but actually really good for pros who just want to save time, and they could just use that as their reference point to get the levels to near enough where they want them and then make manual changes afterwards. So this does allow you to make manual changes too. You don't have to use Smart Gain if you don't want to. You can dial in gain in the traditional way. So we also have 8 line outputs, so you can plug in 4 sets of stereo speakers, or you can plug in, you can send audio to external gear or headphone distribution systems, for example. But the other main feature I want to talk about is you can see this lovely screen on the front. This is cool. So we've developed a new control system called Motion UI, and what we're trying to achieve here is we're trying to change the way that people interact with these larger format interfaces. Because traditionally, a lot of these products in this market, they come with very complicated software, and they can be quite scary for people to learn and to get started on. So what this allows them to do is see everything that's happening with their audio on the screen at the front, right in front of them, not having to quickly always flick over to a complex system and try and find out what's going on. So you can set your gain level, you can you can monitor your inputs and your outputs, you can set gain, it will come up and tell you. Everything that happens gives you real-time visual feedback. So if you muted a channel, for example, next time you navigate back to that channel, it's going to still be muted and it will tell you on the screen, rather than you having to go, what's going on with my audio, for example. So it's just doing a lot of the heavy lifting that the software usually has to do right there in front of you. So hopefully makes things a lot easier for people. We have 2 independent headphone outputs on the front as well, so could eat more than enough to do a recording session. And it's USB-C, and the most important thing about it is the price.
Yeah, to talk about the price.
So this is very aggressively priced. So this is $499 MAT.
Wow.
Dollars. 469 euros, including VAT, and 399 Great British pounds, including VAT.
Wow, great.
So yeah, it's really, really affordable and perfect for anyone looking to start doing multi-track recording and get their studio.
You can easily spend $1,000 on something like this from the inputs. Yeah.
And what makes this different is there's so much value added to other interfaces of this type with Smart Gain and Motion UI, and the way we've really thought about how people interact with products in the modern day. We feel like we've really moved this on, which is why we're saying it's a complete new way of doing things. It is. It has all the traditional things you'd expect from an 8-channel audio interface, but it has so much more smart things to offer. So, yeah.
I love it. It looks great. It really looks great. Now, I think one of the questions for everybody out there that already uses Audient, how does this from the preamp side and from the outputs of the ID series? I do myself own, we use for reviews the ID22, we also have an ID44 and these things, and there's the new one just came out. Are there any different preamps used today, or can you talk a little bit about that? I think that's something everybody would like to know.
It's a common question we get. So it is a different mic preamp design. So when I talk about smart gain and being able to digitally control the mic pre, because the Audient mic pre is an analog, purely analog circuit, we couldn't achieve all the things we wanted to do digitally. So we then started looking for another mic preamp and started designing another mic preamp, which ended up being the Evo preamp, which is sonically, we tried to get it as close to the Audient mic pre as possible, because what we're known for is clean, honest translation of your source, trying to give you, not a recording with too much color. We want the cleanest possible, so it will work on multiple sources and also allow the user to make those color changes after the fact. So with the Evo preamp, we wanted to have an analog preamp, but we wanted it to be digitally controlled. So that's why we went with a different preamp. So it is a different preamp, but it sounds very similar to the Audient preamp.
All right.
Maybe with just a little less character.
Okay.
So super clean, basically. So really high spec and modern mic preamp.
Yeah. And there are previous models out there from this. I think the Evo 4 and the 8. Yeah. Are they using the same preamp, or has this been updated?
So yeah, same mic preamp.
Basically the same. So you probably have an Evo and you need more inputs. That's definitely something. And from the noise levels, how would you say compare this to the ID series as well?
Very good. For its price point, this is spec-wise unbelievable. So this offers 121 dB of dynamic range on the converters, on the DACs. Yeah. The noise floor, the THD plus noise figures on these are really, really good as well. Yeah. All our specs are publicly posted on the website for people to look at. We don't try and hide anything. Audience ethos has and always will be, as much as the smart stuff is great, it has to sound good first, and we won't put our name on anything that doesn't sound great.
Great. And one last question to finish this great interface is, you mentioned the auto gain. Is it possible to just set this per channel, or is it you mentioned for all of the channels?
Anything up to 8 channels.
Okay, so you can individually set that for each or for all of them at the same time.
So I use drums as an example, but if you're a
great example,
or a guitarist, we all know how annoying it is to be trying to sing
absolutely
into the mic, dial in your gain at the same time, the back and forth. This removes that. That's the point, and it allows you to make music faster. That's the whole point of smart gain. So yeah, absolutely, we'll work on a variety of different sources.
Awesome, you hear it. Definitely something to check out. Thanks so much for having us. I really appreciate it. Yeah, have a great NAMM. Thanks.